So, what if there was a map, not just for finding yourself, but a map to, well, to help every single being find enlightenment? It sounds huge, right? But that's exactly what we're diving into today. An ancient path for anyone who's ever wanted to change the world and realized it has to start with themselves. And our guide for this whole thing is this incredible Buddhist text. Now, the name's a bit of a mouthful, the Sutra on the Gradual Attainment of the Virtues of Omniscience. But what it does is lay out one of the most detailed, most inspiring blueprints for spiritual growth you can imagine. It's what's known as the path of the Bodhisattva. All right, so where does this journey even begin? You might be picturing a quiet monastery, maybe a cave somewhere. But nope. The text just throws us right into the deep end, into a scene that's just cosmic. We're talking about a realm way, way beyond our own. I mean, just try to get your head around this. The Buddha isn't just talking to a few followers. He's up on the sixth heaven, the highest celestial realm, and he's surrounded by this huge group of enlightened beings. It's so massive that the text basically says we can't even count them. Immeasurable. Wow. And these aren't just any beings. These are bodhisattvas who've come from all over the cosmos, from countless different worlds, all gathered right here, right now. Can you imagine the energy in that place? The wisdom? That kind of scale, it just tells you something huge is about to happen. Something really, really important is about to be revealed. So, in the middle of this incredible scene, one single question is about to change everything. It's the question that kicks off this whole journey for us. Imagine, out of this vast crowd, one bodhisattva steps up. His name is Kanjavemukta, and he looks around at all these amazing, accomplished beings and basically asks the question that's on everyone's mind. He's essentially asking, okay, how do you do this? What's the path? What's the actual, step-by-step map these great beings follow to get to enlightenment? And not just for themselves, but for the sake of everyone. And the answer he gets, well, it isn't some vague philosophical ramble. It's a map. A clear, structured, 10-step map to enlightenment. Okay, but before we look at the map itself, let's talk about the person walking the path, the bodhisattva. So what is a bodhisattva? It's an enlightened being who literally puts their own final nirvana on hold to help all other beings get there first. And that, right there, is the key. You have to remember this whole journey isn't just about self-help. It's a path that's completely fueled by this incredible, radical compassion for others. So this path is broken down into what are called the 10 abodes, or you can think of them as 10 stages. We're going to dive into the first couple today, but just listen to these names for a second. The joyful abode, the stainless abode, luminous, radiant. I mean, they just sound amazing, right? Each one of these isn't just a step, it's a total transformation of what it even means to be alive. And the text gives us these really powerful images to help us understand what a bodhisattva does. They're not just off in a corner meditating for their own peace. No way. They're described as being like a physician king, actively healing all the sickness and suffering in the world. And they're like a great ship's captain, guiding everyone else safely across the rough seas of life. All right, let's do it. Let's get to the first stop on this map and see how this whole incredible journey actually kicks off. So get this, the very first stage isn't about struggle or giving things up. It's called the joyful abode. The joy comes from the moment you truly, deeply commit to helping others. It's this profound, unshakable happiness that just bubbles up when you finally realize you've found your ultimate purpose. And this first step, it's a total game changer. It all starts with that joy. And once you have that deep, unshakable joy, something amazing happens. You stop being afraid. Fear of hardship, even fear of death, it just starts to dissolve. Why? Because that idea of a separate me that you have to protect all the time, it starts to fade. Your focus just shifts completely outward. And that leads you to make this powerful vow to protect and save every living being, and to feel this incredible respect for the teachings that show you the way. Okay, so once you've got that solid foundation of joyful purpose, the journey moves on. The next stage is all about purification. This second stage is called the stainless abode. And really the name kind of says it all, right? After that first big wave of inspiration and joy, the real work begins. This is where you start to clean up your act, to purify your character and get rid of all the stains, the harmful things we do and think. And this part is super practical. It's all about building a solid ethical foundation. The sutra gets really specific here. You actively stop doing harmful things, like killing, stealing, lying. But here's the cool part. It's not just about what you stop doing. You have to actively cultivate the good stuff too. So instead of harming, you protect life. Instead of stealing, you practice generosity. Instead of lying, you speak with truth and kindness. It's about building a character that's so pure you can actually go out and help people without accidentally causing more harm. So as we wrap up our look at these first couple of steps, the text brings us right back to the core, to the one thing that powers this entire journey, from the first step to the very last. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Every single step on this path, every quality you build, it's all for this one reason. It's not about you. It's not about getting famous or feeling good about yourself. It all comes from this deep, genuine desire to bring peace and liberation to every single being, with no one left out. So this ancient path leaves us with something to think about. When you hear about these stages, that incredible, unshakable joy of finding a purpose that's bigger than just you, or that quiet strength that comes from cleaning up your actions, which of those qualities really speaks to you? What is it from this ancient map that inspires you the most right now on your own journey?